Here's one of my favorite things to teach, and that's called target notes. Now, in songs, and especially say in blues, you usually don't have more than 3 or 4 chords, and there's some songs just stay on one chord, but a lot of the songs in blues usually have 3 chords. It would be in the key of A here. That's what we're going to be using. Would be the A, and then would be a D or a D7, A7, D7, and E7. So if we look at a major scale, it would be the first note would be your root or number 1 chord. So that would be an A, and that's your A7. Now it goes up the next chord in a progression, in a blues progression, a typical blues progression, in the key of A would be a D. Okay, and you'd have that D7 sound. And then it would go back to an A. Last part would be like an E or an E7. Back to the D7. And then finally back to the A7. And then there's usually what's called a turnaround, but we'll get to that. And then we go back to an E. Now I'm going to give you an example of that right now. I'm using in the iReal Pro, I'm using in the blues section, I'm using Rock Me Baby. And I have that in the key of A. The tempo's about 90. And I use the Blues Chicago Shuffle sound. And here I'm going to give you an example of just playing the chords, the A7, D7, E7, and I want you to really listen to the chord changes. That's important to know the chord changes. So you could play along with something like this, and here we go. Here's the A7. D7, listen. Back to the A. E7, D7, to the A7. The E comes in really kind of quick. So the A goes for 4 measures. Here's the third, fourth, D for 2 measures. Back to the A7 for 2 measures. E7, 1 measure. D7, 1 measure. The A7 for 1 measure, and then the next measure. 1, 2, 3. So I want you to now listen to this. And this is an important thing to do, is listen to the chord changes. Listen to how they sound against the rhythm track. Here's your A. And you can hear the organ. I'll make the organ a little louder. Now listen to the chord change here. There's a D. Goes back to the A. Listen. Into the E, to the D, to the A, and then eventually at the end, here's the E, back to the beginning, A. So it's important to be able to hear the chord changes in this typical 12-bar blues. Here's the A, listen. You hear the organ playing a different chord, and then it's going to go back. Also the bass, if you listen also to the bass, that can help you out too. Listen to the bass. It's going to change right here. A little bit lower, there's your D, back to the A. The D, to the A, Okay, so I want you to use this video, and I want you to be able to at least hear the chord changes, because that's what you're going to need to do when we're going to be playing target notes, which is going to be in our next video. So let's hold on for that and develop your ears while you can.